Hi, Sparrows. It's Matters of the Heart Monday. It's Matters of the Heart Monday. And I am Valerie Miller of TVM. This very moment, you have opportunity to change. Yes, indeed. So come on into the room. Come on in. Hopefully you've had a fabulous day. So come on in, relax, enjoy the show. Of course, we have Demetrius Richardson in the room with us tonight. And like I said, he's no stranger to the room. He's been here not once, but not even twice, but 3 times as a matter of fact. So it's going to be a great time tonight as we take on part 2 of Unfinished Business, in which I started with last week, solo. So some things I needed to talk about when it comes to unfinished business. I tell you, we all have stories to share, and as for me, mine has been quite the page turn. We're going to leave it right there. If you didn't see last week's show, be sure to go back, catch up. It was just me on solo talking about unfinished business, and of course we're coming from chapter 42 of How I Became Fabulous and a Lady All the Time. Yeah, unfinished business. So tonight we'll be delving in just a tad bit more, Demetrius and I, and we're going to go ahead and tag in a little bit when it comes to preparation as well, because sometimes how we imagine things to be doesn't always turn out to be that. And we have to make some twists and some turns and adjustments and do whatever we have to do in order to bring whatever it is we're working on to fruition. Look at some of the relationships in our lives, close some chapters, some doors, some windows, some that have been left cracked for quite a while. So on that note, it's going to be another juicy this evening once Demetrius comes into the room. So I want to say welcome all. If you're a veteran, be sure to put hashtag veteran in comments. If you're a newbie, hashtag newbie. And of course, if you are a follower of Demetrius, hashtag visitor. So definitely come into the room, get comfy, cozy, have a drink, take away some juice this evening. Whatever you have some unfinished business on, hey, pop it in comments. In the event I see it, I'll bring it to your attention. I'm going to put it right on out on the airwaves and see what's going on. Of course, I'd like to say thank you to all of those that's going to be watching the replay later on. It is Matters of the Heart Monday. Wow. It was a quote that I put up earlier, and I meant to have it pulled up because it was a good one, and I had to put that out there. And of course, I'm going to pull it up super fast. But you know, I like to kind of put musical quotes up whenever I can. And this particular one reads, "Music is a more potent instrument than any other for education because rhythm and harmony find their way into deep inward places of our soul." And that touched mine. It touched mine. So of course I had to go ahead and pop that in. And so I asked the question to you, Sparrows. I said, what melody is on your mind today to free your soul? And I put my life, Mary J. Blige. That is what I put for mine, and that was my song. That was my song for the day. So how about you? Which song would describe what you're dealing with in your life today? Put it in comments. I'd love to know. I'm a Mary J. Blige fan. Absolutely love. He'll be in the room any moment now. He's already flagged me, so he'll be popping in So go ahead, get ready, get set. We're going to be talking about unfinished business and preparation tonight. There he is.
Hey Val.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
Cannot complain. Can't complain at all. Welcome to the room, sir. It's not like you're a stranger, and everyone who knows me and they've seen you not once, not twice, but 3 times, they know you're a relative.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a relative. And as D Rich is queuing up on his side, I'm so grateful for him. He's worked all day long and he comes in and he decides to come into the room and spend some time with his cousin. That's what you call all the way fabulous right there.
Of course, always.
Always. Now, we had a brief yesterday when we were chatting. And so
Yes, ma'am.
I just decided, due to our quick chat on yesterday, to go ahead and tag in part 2 of Unfinished Business, chapter 42 of how I
Okay,
became fabulous and the lady all the time. And,
got you.
I was updating you on some things. Of course, the rest of the Sparrows isn't privy to what we talked about. That's too much juice. They have to wait their turn.
Oh yeah, very interesting. Very very interesting leg of things. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely gonna be very juicy and something that everybody's definitely gonna want to, pick up the next book, the next leg of things, and really, you know, get
Yeah,
into it.
it's going to be interesting, and I'm excited about it, nervous about it, don't know what to think about it. However, it's going to happen either way you look at it, and
Yes, ma'am.
it's time. It's time. It's
Definitely, Val.
definitely time.
Definitely.
Past
Yes,
time,
it is.
and to even look at that, it makes me wonder, like, can I even prepare for it? I can't prepare for that because it's coming. It's inevitable. But in my mind, I'm making preparations for it, to not
That's right.
expect anything. However, just be open and engaged to conversations about everything. That's how I
Definitely,
look
it's
at it.
definitely a gotta have. So as soon as it come out, y'all definitely want to, would want to add that to your bucket list to have, to pick up.
I can't even wait. I can't even wait. So, I've been
Yes,
seeing
ma'am.
you on the timeline. I know you've been doing some traveling. I know you've been doing some recording.
Yes, ma'am.
Since our last conversation, what can
hmm
you possibly share of what's been happening in D Rich's world
Well, what's been
outside
happening
of
in my
those snips? Yeah.
yeah, well, what's been really happening in my world? I kind of got off the grid. I know when we had the last when we did the last sit down, the live and whatnot, and you know, plans were what they were at the time. But I had a few setbacks, and I think the thing about those setbacks was a lot of times we get the fellowship wrong, meaning
Yeah.
you know you talk to the Heavenly Father about your plan. You know what I'm saying? And the thing
Yes.
is, you follow the plan that He gives you. You know what I'm saying? And the
Right.
thing about it is, sometimes I'm a victim of circumstances. Meaning, He gives me all these overwhelming amount of like creative ideas, and sometimes I kind of get in this thing to where it's like I'm ping ponging all over the place. I get excited, and
Right.
sometimes He allow things to happen for my eyes to come open. So, I would say I think the last sit down we had was in January. We done it in January, February. I had my plan. Everything was planned out. I was gonna come off. I was planning on setting up everything for the 20 Years Later album that I'm working on with a
Right.
promo run, with dropping a few promo singles and stuff like that. So I
Uh-huh.
kind of I kind of went against my rules that I put in place, and I recruited a videographer that I never worked with in Atlanta. Long story
Mm.
short, I went out there, shot the video, spent a lot of money and time invested in it. And I couldn't use it because the powers that be and the plan that I had in place, I could not present nothing less than what I was already doing. You see what I'm saying? And it's
Yes.
like with this 20 Years Later album, I mean, it's a major significance behind that. And everything has to be right in every aspect. And, I had to learn, that was a major loss and a major setback. But what it done was it made me realize again, you know what I mean? I supposed to have been following his plan, not mine. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we can get
Yeah.
ahead of ourselves. You see what
Mm,
I'm saying? And
yes.
and get in front of him instead of behind him. So, with me, with that being the case, I'm in the stage of a PFPP right now, which is, I'm preparing for proper presentation. And that
Okay.
means everything. If you know what I mean? If you really
Yeah.
trying to do things beyond where you are, you get sponsorship and endorsements and stuff like that,
Yes.
and you want companies
Necessary.
to yes, to do those things. So you definitely want to make sure that everything is in place as it should be from a business
Right.
perspective, and
Right.
everything needs to be in place as far as this new album that I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at right now. And the thing about it is, I kind of had to get off the grid. I know a lot of people see sometimes just sporadic things. I might post something here or post something there, but it's
Right.
nothing really related to the exclusive stuff that I'm really working on. And a lot of people that I work with, they all of them have this issue with me. They have this issue with me because I do a lot of work. I'm always working. I'm always, traveling, doing this and doing that. But I
Yes.
take pride in everything I do, and I don't like to rush things. You know what I mean?
I
And
do.
they don't know what goes into it, behind the scenes, all the work that I put into it, like the late nights, the money, you know what I mean? Just braining things, sitting down, coming up with this, coming up with that. And I just feel like I put all of that in it. It deserves a proper presentation. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh,
with that,
without
I'm
doubt. It's
yes,
mandatory.
it does.
Why
And
invest
I
the
just
time if in energy if you're not going to present it to its highest
exactly
echelon? You have to look at it. That's your baby. You've invested the time, the money, the energy. So,
right,
yeah, there are people that would love to voice opinion or
hmm
have you do certain things that goes against the grain of what you know is right, against the instruction that you've received. So when you don't feel
right,
comfortable in your spirit in that type of an alignment, then that's where you have to pump your brakes, pump them and reassess, like, okay, why am I
definitely,
even taking that detour? Because
right.
it happens. Now, let me ask you this. Is this when
hmm
you had the flat tire or something happened with, as with your car?
Exactly,
You were
Val.
not supposed
That
to be going there. That's why it happens.
Val, it was a list of things that happened. The science was there, but
Yes.
again, I was so focused and just driven on getting this whole thing moving. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
another thing is, it's like I still have the footage, and I let quite a few people see it, and everybody love it. I mean, they think it's cool. I mean, they think it's really good, but good is not, just okay. It's not good enough for me. You know what I mean? So it's like, you can't. Like I said, they don't know the in depth of the plan that I have, and like I said, the resources that I have. It's like with this whole 20 years later project. It's a
Right.
lot of people. It's a lot of seeds that was planted 20 years ago that are relevant at the present. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Those seeds was planted back then, and it's a lot of resources, like strong, powerful resources that I have that I've never really utilized. And my thing is, if you are gonna utilize those resources, you got to make sure everything, all your I's are dotted, T's are crossed. You see what I'm saying? Before you go
Yes.
stepping back to these people, and it's literally been 20 years later. And if you want to wow people and show them that you've advanced and you've grown and you matured, and that you're worthy of them coming sponsoring you and putting the capital behind you that you deserve, you got to put the time and
Absolutely.
everything in there and prepare it right, because
Right.
presentation means everything. The way
It
you
does.
present something is going to determine whether they even give you the time of the day moving forward from there. You know what I
Yes
mean?
or
So,
no? Yeah, it's vital. And nobody knows the details of what you envision but
exactly,
you. They're not going to want it
exactly.
like you want it because it's your vision. So
That's right.
until you're happy with it, I say take the time you need to
Yeah.
perfect it. Nothing's perfect per se, but get it as close to what that vision is as possible. However,
That's right.
20 years ago, you were working on some things. Now it's all aligning. It's no reason to take a shortcut now.
No, no, and I would not do that. You know what I'm saying? Under no circumstances. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because like I said, it's a brand. If you got a brand, you got to protect that brand, and to make it flourish,
Absolutely.
everything has to be right. And like I said, that goes back to, proper, proper preparing and everything. Because like I said,
Mm-hmm.
presentation means everything. You
It
know what I
does.
mean? So, and
It
like
does.
like we were just speaking on, like when I went to Atlanta, it was so many things, Val. That was the first sign.
Yes.
When the pothole with the damage with the car, that was the first
Yeah.
sign. So all the signs was there. Hindsight, looking hindsight, I saw it, but it took me losing to gain. So with that was the case. I just came back home and just revamped, sit back for a minute and just like thought it through. And it was just like, hey, prepare, just properly prepare everything so you can present it how it needs to be presented, the album and everything. And I got all of this, all of these, I'm doing filming too, so I'm trying to get
Right.
everything in place so I can present everything together at one time. And the album will be dropping in fall. It was supposed to drop this summer, but with that being the case and me just revamping everything, so that's where we at now, and I'm excited about it. It's just like I said,
I
the battle
agree.
the bat the battle is battling with myself and trying to keep the creative side of me contained, so I'm not getting off track here and there. But that's just
It's
how I
easy
am,
to
just a
do.
creative. Yeah, it is. It's
It's
very
easy
easy.
to do because the juice keeps flowing, and then it's easy to get distracted in the
Hmm.
new flow rather than knowing where to put it because
That's right.
it's so great and we feel like we can go ahead and tackle it all at once. Most
Right.
people will say, well, just focus on one thing, and then, once you get that in alignment the way you want it, then filter something else in. And
That's
I
right.
hear them clearly because I see what you're saying, but having a
Yes.
creative mind that way, it's a time and a place for all of it. And it's
Yeah.
yet for me to really focus on that one because I've
That's
got
right.
8 things going at one time and all of
Exactly.
them need attention. It's not that I'm wearing myself out or anything, but it needs my attention at that time because
Right.
eventually all of it'll be complete and everything will complete on time. However, if you're focused on one, you're neglecting another. So that's how I look at it. And what
Exactly,
works
Val.
for you, do that. But what works
Hmm.
for me, I'm going to do that.
Right.
I'm just
Right.
saying. I know
Val,
it's
you're
not going
on
to be the
point.
same for everybody. And
It's not.
I'm
It's
not
not.
cut out like you. So I want to do what works for me. So I
That's right.
say
That's right.
more power to what you feel is necessary because sometimes we do take those detours um, in hopes that it's going to go well. But then when the signs take place, we know it. We know exactly
Hmm.
why it's happening, and it has to
That's
be
right.
that time to go back, make the U-turn, and have the
Hmm.
reassessment and say, okay, I hear you. I got it. Let me pump my brakes on this. Let me pump them because what you don't want to do is miss out on all the fabulous that's already in place
That's right.
to come up and on time.
Exactly.
So what it takes a little bit
Exactly right.
longer.
Yes, that's right. But it'll be worth the wait. It'll be worth the wait.
It will.
And I think people are gonna appreciate it. It's real nice. You know what I mean? I mean, like I said, with the whole 20 years later theme of things, it's definitely gonna. It definitely has all the ingredients from 20 years later. Like the '90s feel, the hip hop R&B, the R&B love songs. You know what I mean? It just has that
Yes.
feel. It's gonna be a real solid record. It's gonna be really really nice. I think people are gonna appreciate it. So I'm just making sure that everything meets my approval because I think I'm the hardest person on myself.
Right.
I'm just hard on myself and
It's
really
easy to
critical.
do. You're
Yeah,
you're the
yeah.
creator of the vision. So
Hmm.
it's easy and other people are going to view it as magnificent, but you'll see
That's right.
25 things that you could have done different. And
Yeah.
that's okay
Oh,
too.
it
But
is. It
sometimes
is.
just say, "Okay, that is hot." And just leave
Yep.
it right
And
there.
move
That's
on.
hot. And move
Exactly.
on. Because that energy, you can apply it to something different. But since you say
Right.
it's going to have the 90s feel, because if you take me back to the 90s and a little bit before then, that was still that slow drag stage. You know, nobody does slow drag music anymore. And I just feel like that needs to come back because
Right.
people need to reach out and touch. There's so many relationships that are in deficit and default because they don't know how to touch anymore. Like really communicate. The lyrics in the song tells a story, you know, things that you just can't articulate yourself. I remember the
Right.
days when you can put a song on and it said everything you needed to say within
That's
whatever
right.
situation. So I feel like if that type of music come back, and you know, because there's so much sampling going on,
Hmm.
not creative juices, but a lot of sampling of what's already been around before. So
Right.
the
Right.
artistic view isn't as strong now as it was back then, you
Yes.
know? I'm just
Yes.
I'm just saying. So
No. No.
are you
You
going to have something
absolutely right.
like that? Is it something similar or something the Sparrows
Yes,
can look
something down
forward
the
to
lines of
hearing?
that. Yes, something down the lines of that. I actually have a project that's really more down the lines of that. It's a project that I done with D Grady Tamika's
Oh, that's hot.
sister.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
that'll be
but
special.
yes, yes, that project could be coming shortly after this project. So that'll probably be the beginning of next year sometime. That's for a more grown and mature audience. I mean, this album here is too. It just has like a '90s feel good, you know, Johnny or
Let the roof back,
Total
you
type.
know,
Yes, just
open
that.
the
Right.
sunroof.
Just a good, yes, a good feel good record. Kind of like hip hop R&B. That '90s flavor. It got a little Jodeci touch to it. On some songs,
That's
so
that's
it's gonna be pretty cool, Val.
that's something to look
Like I said,
forward
I'm
to.
I'm excited, Val. I'm very excited about it. Just like I said, it's just hard work, and, just making sure everything is properly, done. So that way the presentation, it be's what it's supposed to be and it captures everything that you have envisioned. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like to position you to, elevate to the next level. So that's
That's
pretty much
good.
what's going on. Yeah.
That's
Yep.
good.
So I
Now, what
shot
are
the
you doing? Go
What am I?
ahead,
Well,
finish that.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, no. Well, I answer your question. What I'm doing right now, I already shot the first single, which I'm gonna go ahead and release. What I was gonna do, the plan was I was gonna shoot all the singles, shoot all the videos for the first the singles in the order that I have envisioned for the record to come out. But
Okay.
what I'm gonna do now, like a month and a half ago, I shot the video for the first single. It's titled "Nobody Has to Know" featuring Sherelle Denson. So
Okay.
we shot that. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and release that while I finish up everything else and package the rest of the album up and get the movie stuff together and everything like that. So that way that kind of holds people over, and as well as I'm really focusing too on different ways to help promote and build like social media presence. You know what I'm saying? Just different things to do as far as the music to help promote it and just kind of set the tone for the record to come. Just build a lot of social media interest behind the project and everything. So probably in like I say 2 weeks I'll drop the first single. And that'll just be the single to kind of ride and just kind of give people a feel to set the tone for what's to come.
Good.
So it's titled "Nobody Has to Know." It's a pretty cool record.
Okay, so are
Pretty
you
cool.
planning on having something like maybe a listening party? Because you know you can kind of set some things up
Yeah.
like that.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
I think
Yeah,
that
we're
would be
gonna do
a
that.
great idea to do.
Yes, yes, we'll probably do that. I had went over to Mooney's Lounge, so we and spoke to him last week about that. So they've been trying to get me to come in to do a live set for a while. But my thing with like I tell them all the time, I like to do things that make sense. If I'm coming in to
Yeah.
do a live session, I've done that with bands and all of that. You want to do something when you're going in there to do that. You supporting a project, or you stay excuse me, you staging to launch your project or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna do that. So I definitely keep you in the know of that and let everybody know so they
Please
can come
do.
out. Yes.
Right. Just keep me in the loop and we'll just do, you know, a quick mini commercial or something like that to make the
Right.
announcement, let everybody know where it is because that is in alignment with the flow of the 90s too because it was
Yes.
always those quick sets and you can just pop up in different places and everybody basically just show up there And
Right.
society has gotten it to the point now to where all those fun things have been taken away. So if they
Yes.
can be introduced, that's really making a statement. It's making
Right.
a
Right.
statement. Step
Right.
out, everything is so online now, and it's nothing like the engagement in person to do something
That's right.
like that when you have opportunity to do it.
That's right. That's right. Things
Hmm.
are long overdue, and trust me, we gonna deliver this time around. you know.
Okay. But like I said, I was seeing a lot, that was coming up through, streaming
Mhm.
through the timeline, and I
That's
don't
right.
always say, but I'm looking. I'll put a quick comment or
Hmm.
something like that, just seeing the different directions. But it's always fun to have those teasers also, and none of them make
Yes,
sense to anybody
that's
else,
right.
but they do to you. But what the followers don't realize is that you're giving them clues of what's coming if you really pay attention.
Exactly. 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 It's like I threw a few songs into like the Southern Soul market, and they doing pretty good.
Hmm.
The things that you're seeing, that's probably like a spillover from that. Records
Right.
that I had just sitting around, and different live DJs are playing them, and they doing pretty good. So that's good for me. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's just creating awareness for that audience as well. But I don't
Right.
like to put myself in a box because I feel like creatively, my mind is
Not
everywhere, man. You know
possible.
what I'm saying? Yeah,
No,
I
I
mean, it's
do.
just like I don't want to be, confined to just one thing because I like to try to do it all. I like to experiment, do different things. You know what I mean? And sometimes you have
I
to
do.
push yourself outside of your comfortability, you know,
Yeah.
your comfort space in order to
Hmm.
really, excel. And that's what I try to
Yeah,
do.
you're excelling
Definitely.
because you don't know what you're made of until you cross those boundaries.
That's right. That's right.
And, just putting one toe over the line isn't good enough. You have to straight jump, and that's without a parachute
Yep.
because
And
your wings
commit.
are going to span out. Yeah, your wings are going to pop out at the
Yeah.
right time. But look at all of the juice and all the things that you're learning about yourself and the ideas you're getting on that fall down. So as you go down, you can always soar back up once you pick up, like, oh my gosh, whoever thought about that? I didn't, but
That's
it's going
right.
to be hot when I release it,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
definitely.
doing things against the grain. And I think, that's just a natural thing for us. It's in DNA to look at things different, not to do
Hmm.
things the way everybody else do it. And that's where
Exactly.
you get all that fabulous interest from the secret shadows, the ones that are
Yes.
hanging around and not understanding what's really going on. But let me stick a little close and try to figure it out. But you'll never figure it out because it's not intended for you.
Exactly, Val. And the way that social media and the internet has taken over today, you really have to be strategic
Right.
and creative and
Yeah.
figure out a way to market your thing to make your
Right.
thing go viral, or at least to make it pop enough to really get people's attention and get in
It's
front of people.
noticed.
So
Right.
yes, and that's another aspect of things that you really have to like tune into and figure out how and what are you going to do different to really stand out and to get people's attention. Now the thing is, don't get me wrong, Facebook is a great platform. It's a
Mm-hmm.
great platform to post and market and promote your thing, but never get confined to that. You know what I'm saying? Because a
Mm-mm.
lot of times, most people they come on there. Most people they come on there, they looking for something for free that they can watch, but that makes awareness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just never get
Yeah.
confined to that space
Yes.
and feeling like Facebook is gonna brand you. As far as I mean, I had to understand that because like we was speaking pertaining to yesterday, there are more people looking than liking. You can
Yeah.
bet you can bet your bottom dollar on that. They always watching, they lurking. You know what I mean? So you just gotta always know that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always somebody watching what you do when you think they're not. So
The
you
proof
just
comes
got
out in the pudding.
it
You
does
see you
it
see
does
paw
that.
prints in different spaces, and then
Hmm.
that's like I said, I just smile because like, okay, gosh, I must be apparently a juicy influencer because so many are doing the exact thing, but
Yeah.
who knew? Who
Right.
knew?
Right.
And so I say, carry on,
Yes.
continue. You're the best publicity I got. So carry
Exactly.
on. I love you for what you do. Thank you.
Right.
I'm showing you gratitude right now. Carry on.
Yes.
So
Yes. Exactly.
it's a
Hey,
blessing.
that's another form of promotion.
It
Free
is
promotion for yourself and other people
free.
doing it.
Free, but you're right. You have to not confine yourself to a platform. There's so many different platforms out here, and
Right.
especially when you have several different things going on.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
platform isn't going to suffice for everything that you're doing. You
Mm-mm.
have to
It's not.
align it with the proper one. So if I know I'm going to be sending out my gratitude times over on LinkedIn and then I'm going to shoot that over to Twitter, that's what I'm
Exactly.
doing. If I'm
Exactly.
going to be doing lives on Facebook, however, I'm downloading them and putting them on my YouTube channel and I'm using it for publicity with corporations and things like that. That's where your sponsorships and all of these other juicies come from because that's your live work. So if you're
Right.
doing these types of things and then you have Instagram, those are just still pictures. But at the same
That's,
time, you never know who you can tag in those pictures or who
I'm
may
telling you.
see you or even pop
Yes.
into your lives like this. I'm
That's right.
being blown away with the people who have seen just footage of me doing what you and I are doing right now.
Yes.
And then these are people that you see in Hollywood. These are people that are shooting the movies. These are people, and they've been
Search.
around a while, legendary. Who knew
Right.
that they'd step into the room and then here it is engagement. And guess what? They're going to see them sitting in the same spot where you are.
That's
That's a
right. That's
hashtag
right.
but God situation because it's not things that you can do. However, you make yourself available in different platforms because you never know whose path you're going to cross.
That's right. That's right. You never know. You never know. And
Right.
like I said, the other leg of this thing is just like I said, really, really, really figuring out your marketing and promotion strategy.
Right.
Um, so the plan is the next single I'm considering partnering up with the foundation. It's this song. It's called Forever that I have,
Mm,
and it's the organization that
right.
that I feel like this song speaks to everything that that organization represents.
That's even
So
better.
yes, yes, you just like I said, you got to figure out strategic ways of like I
Mm-hmm.
said doing things different to market what you're doing,
Right.
to the people that you feel like is going to embrace that, the audience
Right.
that's going to embrace things, you know what I'm saying, to kind of build things up and
Right.
build your momentum and everything like that.
Right.
So that way, investors and sponsors will come, and I mean that just makes things easier for you, when you really sit down with people and to broker your deals and stuff like that.
I agree 100%. And just sitting here as you're saying that, I'm like, you know what? So many of us, even as a family, that has many things that are going on and
Hmm.
going in different directions where it may warrant something like that. I mean, I had a dream about a year or so ago, maybe a year and a half, and I'm not even going to have to catch myself to not say things out loud because it's
Right.
public. So
Gotcha.
we'll talk offline about it. But the thing is, just having family and coming together to do those collaborations. You can
That's right.
speak freely with the family, and you
Hmm.
know that family got your back. We're going to support each other regardless. But if it's things
Cool.
that I know that I can share with you, I'm going to
Hmm.
share that with you. Things that you know, you can share it with me and whomever else who may be in that collaboration. So if we
Right.
do it once a quarter, it's worthwhile doing
It
because I'm
is.
going to have contacts, you're going to have contacts that we can swap that's going to make our businesses boom that much more. It doesn't matter that I'm authoring or I'm being a coach or whatever your situation is. Connections are connections. Networking is networking.
It
And you
is.
never
That's what
know,
it's all about.
again.
That's what it's all about there. I mean,
Yeah,
networking, you know what I mean, and getting out here and you know networking in the circle of things, with like-minded people that that's doing the
mm-hmm.
same things that you're doing, and sometimes some
Right,
people that's not. Like this weekend
right,
past, we went and sat down with the with the resource that's connected to investors about you know the movie stuff, and he
right.
was he viewed everything, and it's like, I really like this, but the investors that he have on deck are commercial investors. You
Right.
know what I mean? So which was interesting. He was like, well, I tell you what. He was like, do you have the script and everything, kind of written out and all of that? He was like, because I really feel like once they see this, they're gonna be interested, you know, to the next degree.
Crossing
He was like, maybe
boundaries. Yeah.
exactly. That just takes you back to that whole networking thing, because he
Mm-hmm.
was like, a couple of them are connected to other people that are in the movie industry. So, like I said,
Right.
you never know. Sometimes you have to connect with lower level connections, that's really connected
Right.
to the other, to the next
Right.
echelon, to get you there and stuff like that, and plug you with the next, the people that can really take your ideas and vision to the next level. But at the same time, you just have to be careful. You can't give anybody and everybody your
Mm-mm.
product, your content. You can't trust
Mm-mm.
everybody, but you
Mm-mm.
can't sit on it forever either. You're gonna have to trust somebody. So
Eventually.
yes,
And you have, I feel like that's why it's imperative to have people in your circle that you trust. Because,
that's right.
example, I'm not going to refer you to somebody that I don't trust.
That's right.
They had to be tried and true for me to even work with them. So if
Hmm.
I've worked with them, and then I can say, hey, this is what the deal is. How can you help? How can we bridge the gap on this? And I'm quick to do a Zoom call behind things like that, because that's where you are miraculously wowed. You're wowed. I mean, I do it all
That's
the
right.
time with
That's right.
different, connections. I have more engagement of connections on LinkedIn, not Facebook. Facebook is where everything
Right.
just comes to life, where I show,
That's right.
but the
That's
business is
right.
being taken care of on LinkedIn. So
Exactly.
keep business where business belongs,
Hmm.
because you have the onlookers here. That's
Hmm.
not where your brand is.
That's right.
These are the ones that are supporting, and currency is different.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
Those are facts, Val.
Yeah.
Those are the facts.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So with everything that you have coming on, looking at partnerships, because that is the
Hmm.
way to go, partnerships and sponsors and things like that, making sure that you're aligning with corporations that are looking to have individuals like yourself or
Hmm.
whomever, or whatever your market is, and you associate yourself with your
Hmm.
authentic brand, not something that
That's
someone
right.
told you that you should do. They can find that and
Exactly.
they can see all those holes in it 10 miles away. So make sure you're authentic when you're doing that. So it's easy, just like you have the individuals to say, well, do you have a script? He can have that gavel down in a meeting in 5 minutes,
Exactly.
you
Exactly. The
know?
script is right here for now. You know what I mean? So until I get to that point to where, hey, let's broker this. You know what I mean? Then you can get the script, written out and all of that. But it's you know, those are those are the proper stages of things that has to be done in order to get to the next level. So, I mean, I understand that. Like I told him, I definitely get all of that, and with this album and getting everything, preparing everything, and getting it all together so we can kind of move to the next level and everything. So
Well,
everything is
that's
coming together.
interesting. It's coming together, but now
Hmm.
is the album and all of the media that you're going to be doing, is that going to coincide together, or just two separate entities?
It's kind of like two separate entities, but they'll be they'll be kind of like presented in one package to sponsors and
Okay.
like distributors and stuff like that. But when it's
Diversity.
exactly, but what I'm gonna do with the album, instead of just kind of putting the album on pause until I figure out who's gonna be distributing it and all of that stuff like that, we're gonna
Right.
go ahead and release it. I'm gonna go ahead and release the album and put it out there, so that way it can kind of be you know building its own momentum on its own, and that supports the presentation over here with the investors and
Right.
things like that. You know what I'm
Love it.
saying? So
Yeah, I
yeah,
do.
that's what we're doing.
That's going to
That's
be fire.
yeah, it's gonna be good, Val.
I can see it.
You're gonna be the first one. You're gonna be one of the first ones to get a peep at things.
Yeah, I'm about to
When we
pop,
get together.
because I can
Okay.
envision that.
Yeah.
because
Yep.
I love
Yep.
the drama and how you roll out your messages through the media and the video. However, if you're going to take it a few steps back and you're replaying over 20 years and how you're going to bring that sound back on a 20-year album to
Yes.
transition all of that at the same time, simultaneous, that's going to be a good thing.
Yes. Yes. And like I said, it's the beauty of it all is I've been blessed to have worked with some elite people.
Hmm.
And the thing about it was 18, 20 years ago, I was blessed to connect with the right people, to connect me with those people. I went in, we laid the ideas,
Yeah,
ideas was left at that.
yeah,
They was left at that, Val, until recently, like latter last year. I went back and re-recorded those songs. Those songs to me, they still feel relevant today. You know what I mean? So, and just me reconnecting with those producers and and just having conversations with them and their eagerness to move forward and just pick back up from where we are at. You know what I mean? It's just gonna make everything a whole lot easier. As
it
far as having
will.
their support and them being in the positions they're in. It just makes things it just makes things all the more better and just being connected and being blessed to be connected to people that could connect me with those people back then. Like I said, those are seeds that was planted back then that are still relevant to present. You know what I'm saying? That's really gonna help things,
Wow.
propel to the next level. And
Yeah,
I'm grateful, Val.
yeah,
I don't really say a lot, you know what I mean? And I kind
yeah.
of just do my thing and kind of stay low, low key
I
on Facebook.
understand.
But I'm
Sometimes
working
you
though.
have to,
Yes.
to take it all in. It's nothing like a
Yeah.
then and now situation.
Hmm.
Like I said in the book, that was how it was with me. Layla Hathaway, that was her song, Then and Now. It made me know exactly what I was going to write about. It made me remember things that I had put away, tucked away, put in a box, under the rug, in the closet, whatever. All those things
Right.
had to come back out. But it was necessary to put those things and pull them out then because the time was then to deal
That's
with
right.
those things then to even set the stage to be prepared for what's about to happen now.
Exactly. Exactly,
And I'm
Val.
about to pop with this information and cannot
Yes.
say a word. I've got to keep the lid on it. Unbelievable.
And
Unbelievable.
right, right. It is, Val. It's a blessing, and it's like I said, just reconnecting with a lot of resources from back then is great. But I had to unattach myself from some people that was kind of from the now era. You know what I
Right.
mean? That really wasn't
Necessary.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't necessary at all, and I don't lose no sleep over that. So,
Mm-mm.
it's like you got to trim that excess fat off of things and really put the proper people back in place that are
Right.
meant to be a part of where you're going, so you can get
Right.
to where you're going. You know,
Right.
so
And yeah, that goes back to review and having assessments over your life.
hmm
I put a
yeah,
quote up earlier today um, because I was writing in that part of my book and just
hmm
talking about life and how I view life. And I just put the quote up that you will see in the book: life is a gift, accept it, no matter what it looks like, where you have to alleviate some people, some things, you have to go ahead and do that because the more baggage you hold on to, the heavier your weight is going to be. And it's that much longer for you to reach destination of wherever it is that you're going.
right, right.
So you can't sweat it. Consider that a
No,
small stuff. Smooches, arrivederci. I
that's right.
take care.
That's right. Right. Some people are, so you have to realize, like I said, and be able to identify. A lot of people,
Right.
some people come around, they are what's holding you up. That
Right.
that is your hesitant. You know
Yeah.
what
The
I'm saying? So you
blocks.
just got to be able to right identify that and make
Yeah.
the readjustments and changes and move forward.
Oh my gosh. Mm. I'm proud of you.
Val, I'm proud of you equally. I appreciate it because you haven't shown me nothing but support from day one, and I really appreciate it. You know, and I'm proud of you too. How your show is just flourishing, and I'm always peeping in, in between me working and stuff like that, trying to share the live so we can keep expanding, expanding your brand,
Yeah,
because it's
and
all
I
about
appreciate it.
support one another.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Because sometimes, even though we have our visions, and there are going to be some blocks, there's going to be some hesitancy from other people who say they're a part of your squad and they're not. However,
Yeah,
those that are
definitely.
sincere, they're going to be there every single time, and they're going to be there, they're going to push you, and you're going to do those things without making an announcement. So when you don't have to make an announcement of anything and you do it sincerely from the heart, then those are the ones that are to be recognized, and those are the ones that's going to soar you to the highest. And like you say, you're soaring up, you're soaring up. There is no cap. You Wherever there's glass, break it.
Right.
Break it, because there is no top to endless. There is no bottom to endless. So as long as you're out there, just span your wings and just dive in, take what anything comes and how it comes, because it's intended for you at that time.
That's right.
Clip the wings on whoever need to be clipped. I'm actually enjoying letting people go at this point, because every time I let one go, I go up 3 notches. Like,
Yes,
ooh,
it's necessary.
it is. It's
It's
time.
necessary. Yes, it
It's
is.
time. It's
It is.
unfortunate. However, but when the person reveal themselves, I mean, that's going to always be profound. When they reveal themselves, recognize it, do not ignore it.
That's right.
Close the chapter right now. Close it. Because I, things are happening I never thought in a million years would be. Never. And I was
Hey,
like,
this
oh
is
my
just the
gosh,
beginning. It's just the
it is
beginning,
the
Val.
beginning. Oh my
It's
goodness.
just the
Can you
beginning.
imagine in 6 months, a year? Because this year is already out of here. We're in the downward spiral of 2019. If you're not already setting your goals and setting the tone for what's going to be taking place in 2020, you're already behind the curve. You're
That's right.
behind it.
That's
I'm
right.
excited about that.
Yes.
So excited, man. And
Hey,
so,
plan and execute. Gotta plan and execute.
yeah, everything as it comes, everything. And understanding that purpose, that preview that you're constantly having repeated, the amazement is when you see it coming to fruition. And if
Hmm.
you've been catching any of those morning inspirations that I have, and I may be talking to the sparrows, however, I'm talking to myself at the same time, because I wake up and it's juicy things, or I go on that morning walk and so much is awakened or revealed to me on that walk, because that's a time of peace. It's early, it's not a whole lot of stirring around, and my mind can really go there. So I'll say, okay, big brother, it's me and you. Let's rock it out. So I go on that walk immediately after this inspiration, talk or whatever. And then it's like I get out there and I dive it out for an hour. Get back here. I can't get back to my computer or to my phone or whatever fast enough with all the things and the ideas that are coming in, coming in, coming in, coming in. But you can't get that when you're distracted, when you have
No,
people around you that are in the way and they're doing what they do best, block. They block you. And that's the sad part. But at the same time, it's encouraging you
it is.
too.
It is. It is, Val. I mean, I wouldn't have it no other way. I wouldn't have it no other way. Right now, I feel like a, one man army, but I love it though. I really do.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love it. Just,
Oh, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled because it's so much I want to ask, but I'm not going to ask right now because you're going to have the reveal in a couple of months. So I'm going to wait for that exclusive because I want to go live on you. So whenever you're doing it,
that's fine, Val.
it'll be a live thing,
Yes.
because everyone, and I'm getting so excited about what's happened in the past year. So we're coming up on a year for both platforms. And I want to do something really big for both of them. I just don't know what it's going to be yet. So I'm in prayer
Right.
about that thing, because who knew so much could happen so quickly in less than a year's time. And it's just something you wake up in the morning and God is saying, hey, do this on this day. And you got less than 48 hours, 72 hours to do something. Most people would turn the other cheek and say, you about doing that? That's crazy. I'm the opposite. And you're that person too. When the idea comes and you know, it might be a slight rebuttal, like who's getting ready to do that? That doesn't even make any sense. Who's doing that?
Right.
Seriously, big brother. You know, so what happens? I always do it. And every time being obedient in it, oh my goodness. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. The floodgates open.
They do. They
And
do.
then look,
And
here we are right now because of it.
right. And the thing about it is, and you know, I always question him like, hey, like you giving me ideas faster than I can execute them. You know
Right.
what I mean? Which is a good thing, but I'm
Keep them in
always
the
trying to
arsenal.
yes, I'm always trying to capture the moment, you know,
Yes.
when I'm in the moment. When it hits me, if I'm near the studio or something, I'm on it. I
Put
mean,
it down.
I have to at least lay the idea down or something like that,
Yeah.
and I'll double back to it because you never know. That could be that next thing that propel you to the next level or something that really
Yeah.
resonates with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Beyond
Yes.
something that you thought was gonna resonate, you know what I mean?
Right.
So like I
Right.
said, that's one of my biggest battles within
Gratitude.
myself, you know what I'm saying? Yes. I mean,
Gratitude.
yeah, just battling with the creativity and it having you all over the place. But I'm getting better. I'm there though. You know, I'm working on it, and you know, I have friends that'll call me, be like, "Hey, well, what happened to this or what happened to that?" And I'll be like, "I'm getting to it. It's still in the plan. We're gonna get around to it."
It's
You know?
coming. It's
Yeah. Oh yeah,
coming. But
definitely.
like, you know, like I was saying, a lot of people would say, you know, focus on one thing. It's not feasible for
Yeah.
me. I'll never say what I
Yeah.
can't do. It's
That's
just
right.
not feasible
Right.
because I look at it like this. I'm going to get it while it's coming hot off the presses. When it's coming off the presses, I've got to capture it. One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to hit on that voice button, that recorder. I have zero space in the cloud on my iPhone, on the iPad, and I'm constantly having to back things up to my Google Drive to erase these things because that's how much juice. That's one of the reasons why it's so long. It's taken me forever to complete book 2 because I have information that's coming for book 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have to note it like that. Okay, this is for book 6. This is the title. This is going to be a chapter in book 7 and X, Y, and Z. Nobody else can keep up with that,
That's
but I
right.
know exactly how everything is flowing. I know how it's flowing. So why wait for tomorrow when I can do it today? I'm not going to do that because we don't know what tomorrow brings. I could be
That's
dead
right.
and gone tomorrow. So
You're
everything I
right.
can get
Yeah.
done today, let me do that because I'm leaving my mark, I'm leaving my brand, I'm leaving an image of who I am behind. And you can't leave anything behind if you don't get it completed.
That's right. Exactly right. You're exactly right
So I
about
say
that,
back
baby.
up off me.
Yeah, just prioritizing and categorizing. You know what I mean? So, that means
Yes.
everything, you know. That's all a part of, preparation, getting
You
things
have
ready.
to. You have to. And of course, Maria Weather, she said, gotta love a challenge. Yes, my business is challenge based. It's also biblical based, which means when God give it to me, I'm going to do that. And it's nothing you can say, anybody else can say that's going to deter me from that. He gave me the vision, so why wouldn't it work?
I'm trying to tell you, all you got to do is walk in it.
I'm going to
I
do
mean,
that.
hey, walk in it, continue to walk in it, no matter to
Mm-hmm.
who, what,
Right.
or where. You just walk
Right.
in it.
Right.
Like he told me, like I said before in the last interview, he was like, listen, don't worry about who you feel or who it seems don't understand the plan
Mm-hmm.
of what you're doing, what I told you
Right.
to do. He said the thing is I didn't give it to them to understand. I gave it to you, so do it.
Period.
It'll yes, it'll become vividly clear,
Right.
once. You just do what I tell you to do, and I'll take care of the rest. It's not for them
Yes.
to understand. I didn't give it to them. I
Right.
gave it to you. You know,
Right.
because a lot of times it's been things like that that I look at and I'm like, what? I wouldn't do that, or why are they doing that? That wasn't my business. You know what I mean? I don't know
Right.
why they was led to do that. So, you know, I try to, I'm mindful of that. You know, once
Right.
that was put in me, and you know, when my understanding came open about different things, you know what I mean? So, like I said, he give it to me, I'm doing it, I'm executing it, you know.
Right.
So
Oh, that's so
everything
juicy.
got, yes,
It's
yes.
so
Let the chips
juicy.
fall where they may, you know.
Yeah.
From there,
Yeah. Because nothing looks the way you originally imagined it. You know, we have the preview, we get excited about that preview, whatever the vision is that's given, we get excited about it. But then when you're just about complete with it, and I know you can probably agree with it, it
yeah,
takes a shift. And when it shifts, you do one of these, like, whoa, I wasn't looking for that. However,
yeah,
that's hot. You know, I always say, oh my God, that's hot. So when I say that it's hot, most people don't have that vision. And the way my brain is and how I think and how I project something,
mhm, mhm.
nobody is going to get that because everything I do is from a creative standpoint of design.
That's
I'm an
right.
interior designer and I look at interior design, I look at fashion. All of these things are layers of me. I talk about that. It's hidden layers in the cover of my book. Everything that identifies me. Book number 2, Sparrow Unleashed, that's going to be identifying me through my name. And that is going to encourage you to understand and identify the layers of yourself because until you know who you are, you can't possibly learn to be in alignment in every day. So if you're walking around confused and curious about the different things that I want to do, I wish I can do, then you haven't discovered any layers of yourself at all. So
Right,
until you do, how are you presenting anything at all? That's like a cat chasing its tail.
right.
So when you know who Demetrius is and you know what the instruction is for Demetrius, Demetrius can handle that.
That's
Valerie
right.
can't change your mind. There's nothing I can say to you because you're adamant and constant. I get the stubborn. So many people say, Valerie, you can be so stubborn. And when you make your mind up, that's it. It's not that I'm stubborn. I'm just certain. It's a difference between
Exactly.
stubborn and certain. I'm
Mhm.
certain because I know the vision that was revealed to me in the preview.
Right.
I want that.
That's right.
I'm going to
That's right.
have that with or without you. I don't have a problem standing alone. I don't
Yes, yes.
mind dropping someone that needs to be dropped because my focus is straightforward toward that thing. And when I know I've got Big Brother, God is guiding it, you're irrelevant, Demetrius.
That's
That's
right.
how I look at it.
Exactly.
And when you're in the category of irrelevant, that's it.
Hey, no,
I'm hot
that's
now. I
needs
got a
to be
fan.
said.
No, I'm hot. It's hot. It's hot. Too much juice coming at once, you know? But like you said, it's not our responsibility to understand somebody else's dream, somebody else's vision.
That's
And that's
right.
what I wrote on today, my gratitude time.
Hmm.
Dreams, dreams come true. They
They
do. I
do.
wrote
They
about it.
do.
So if go down my timeline and read what I wrote for gratitude time today, that fabulous little
Yes.
sparrow just flying out there. Click on it and read what I said about dreams come true because they unveil right before your eyes if you're looking.
Val, I really believe this. If you can envision it, you can be it and do it.
Yeah,
It's just
every
you
day.
applying yourself to it, or if you're willing to sacrifice what it is that needs to be done, you know,
That's the
and
magic word.
commit your, exactly, and commit yourself
Sacrifice.
fully and
Mm-hmm.
wholly to it. You can do it. I'm telling you.
Right.
I mean, you can line up. You can. I mean, everything that I envision that I see for me, that you can line a million people's up, and they tell me no. Val,
Not
they're
doing
not
that.
gonna. They're not gonna deter
Not
me
doing
from this
that.
journey. They're not.
Mm-mm.
It's nothing or nobody
No.
gonna deter me from this. You know. So, and then,
Yeah.
like I said, a lot of times he give things to some earlier than he do others because
Right.
he know when and what's best for everybody. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, you got to know that and
Exactly.
understand that too. Don't get, just don't get caught up in the thing of looking at, well, darn, I mean, that's happening for them or this or that. It's their timing. Your
Yeah.
timing is coming. It's all in his timing.
Stay out of
You
that
just,
avenue. Stay off that
yes, don't
avenue
get caught up into
because
that.
don't compare. Don't compare that
No.
because it takes a very long time to grow
Hmm.
bamboo.
Yeah.
And it can be 6 months, it could be a year. And as long as you continue to nurture, as long as you continue to believe, you have the faith, and you continue to keep replaying the preview of what's been shown to you.
That's
Keep
right.
working on it, sacrifice where you have to sacrifice, and then trust me, when it break ground, it's going to break ground. And then there's going to be your abundance and overflow. And that's when you're going to be in that like that. But it's not something that is an overnight success. It's something that you've been working on all the time. You may not share it
Yes.
with everybody, but you've been
That's
working
right.
on this for an extremely long time. And that's when you know your season has arrived. No two seasons are going to be parallel for you and somebody else simultaneously, because
Right.
it's not meant to be that way. However, if I'm your cheerleader along the way, it doesn't matter that it may not be happening to me. I'm excited that it's happening for you. So I'm
That's
going to
right.
jump on that bandwagon, like you said, from day one. Of course I have. When you sing, I smile. When you do what you do, it touches me in my heart and soul. And that's not because you're my relative. It's not because you're my cousin. It's because of the gift that God gave you. I don't have that. Now I sing. Of
Right.
course, we all sing.
That's right.
However, at the same time, we don't have the same gifts.
That's
So
right.
the way you utilize yours, I utilize mine different. You use yours
Right.
for singing. I use my voice for communication, bringing about
Right.
awareness,
Right.
connecting and engaging with other people. So just
Hmm.
like this platform, it's the same thing. We're using our voices, we're just using it differently. I write
Exactly.
books, you write songs. It's the same. No different.
Exactly. No different.
No
No different.
different.
Just walking
It's a
in our gift.
thrill. Oh my
It is.
gosh.
It is, Val. It is. So,
I don't know what else to say. I really
hey,
don't.
Val.
Because you know the time go by so fast.
Mm-hmm. It does.
We've hit an
It does.
hour.
Hey, great conversation.
Always
Great
juicy.
conversation. Yes, it is.
Always.
It
That's
is.
why I can have you come
It
at any time. So I start seeing too much. I have to work out and move some stuff around on the calendar. That's where blessings come. Like to
That's right.
have a full schedule to where it's hard for me. I have to kind of set aside a few special dates and just put my name on it because I may want to come on and just have some one-on-one engagement. But then I'm having to fill those dates with guests because
Hmm.
of something that I might see or something that needs to be shared. We don't
Right.
ever know what the conversation is going to be like. I can put a topic up. Of course, it's going to be coming from the book or something that's
Hmm.
within the book, talking about
Right.
unfinished business. We both have unfinished business at this point,
Right.
personal and professional. We're figuring our way through, the forest, but we know who our guide is. We're
Hmm.
following the lead of our guide. And as long as we're doing that, we've already won. We've won. So it's no reason to have to rush it, but whatever your pace is, stay the course on that. So if you've got
Exactly.
8 things going at the same time, do the 8 things. It's necessary. If you only focused on one thing, fine, focus on the one thing. But
That's
long as
right.
you're giving it your love and attention, you believe in it, you're nurturing it the way you need to nurture it can only blossom and flourish from that.
That's
It can
right.
only do that. The world's waiting for it. So make sure you give it your all and master whatever it is that you do because you love it that much to present
Right.
it accordingly, no matter how long it takes. And take on the sacrifices.
Right.
Do what you got to
Right.
do.
Exactly. I try to work inside within my gift to inspire other people that's looking on, because you
Yeah.
never know. They just see your drive. I tell my daughter all the
Yeah.
time, one thing about it, she can always say about her dad, he never gave up. That's
Mm-mm.
all she know. You know what I mean? And the thing about it is, I tell her, you apply that same discipline to what you do. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, you just gotta. The thing is, when you believe in something, you
Right.
go and nothing deters you, and you stop for
Right.
no one and
Right.
nobody. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's a lot of people probably
Right.
say, well, man, you've been doing that a long time. Yeah, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes some things, perfection wasn't wasn't made in one day. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
you just got to keep working and working, and like I said, it's all in the good man's timing. And you listening, but you got to listen to
Yes.
him and follow him.
Yes.
That's very
Yes.
important. And don't get in front
Yes.
of him and stay
Mm-mm.
behind him. See what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And a lot of times we can get excited, and that happens. Well, I know that has happened with me.
Of
But I had to
course.
learn the hard way. So
We
those
all
was
do.
lessons learned, and hey, I'm grateful for them. I'm
We get
grateful
back
for
on
them. It
track.
just opens my. Yes, we do. Yes, we do, and we on
We get
track.
back on
We
track.
properly preparing now to do what needs to be
Right.
done and what's long overdue. And I'm
Right.
excited. I'm happy, and I
That is
appreciate
so
you allowing me to come on
juicy.
here and you know share where I'm at with things at the
Right.
present time. And
You're welcome.
I look forward to coming back in a few months, and we talking about letting people give their thoughts on the record, and what they've seen, and you know,
Got to. Got
yes,
to. I'm looking
yes,
forward to it. Gosh, I'm looking
indeed,
so
indeed.
forward to it. But yeah, and on this side of, the ocean too, I'm going to say this. It's so much that I wasn't looking to happen. So since it's a part of my life, it's nothing I can do
Hmm.
about that. It's a part
That's
of
right.
my life. I embrace all of it all the time because I know
Hmm.
it's a page turn every day. I
Right.
giggle and chuckle at myself with some of the things that pop up. It's just outright unbelievable. Every day is a Netflix story. And looking at it from that standpoint, it also liberates me to be able to share that with you, because no matter what I'm dealing with or writing about, is someone somewhere that needs to have that to be presented to them, because it's also
Exactly.
happening in their lives also.
That's right.
So
That's right.
unfinished business is that. It's unfinished. Eventually, the doors are going to close, the curtains are going to be drawn, the windows closed, and you're going to have to deal with every situation, no matter what it looks like. Just celebrate it along the way because it was necessary and it was something that was to take place in your life right now. Even though it did not happen back then, it doesn't matter. That was 27 years ago. Here it is. You're faced with
That's
it
right.
today. You're faced with
Exactly.
it, and it's going to set the tone for all tomorrows. That's what I'm excited about, to get past that and look forward into the tomorrows, because they're going to be that much more juicy.
I
More to write
concur.
about, more to
I
share.
concur. I concur.
Yeah. Yeah. I really think I need to have a soundtrack. I need to have a
Hey,
soundtrack. And I'm going to do it. Like I said today, when I put that post up on music. Today's music, my song for today is Mary J. Blige, My Life.
my
Yeah.
life, my life, my
My life,
life.
my life, my life. And the sunshine. Yes, that. And so, loving it. Hashtag Mary J. Blige. The girl rocks. But at the
She
same
really does.
time, is there anything you're going to share with us tonight? I'm not going to put you on the spot, but
Yeah,
I am,
no,
you
no,
know.
it's fine, it's fine. I mean, I definitely can play uh, one of the exclusives. I told you I would the next time. So, you know,
Ah, you did.
yeah, I did.
I love it.
Yeah. So, you know what? I'm gonna share one with y'all. And please leave feel free to leave your comments. Hey,
I know it's juicy.
yeah, All thoughts are welcome. So we're
Okay,
gonna
great.
play. I'm gonna play Forever. I'm gonna play that song.
Okay.
So this is one of the songs that's gonna be on the new album. So just let me make sure that it's not too loud. You can
Okay.
hear.
I'll cue you.
Okay. And I wanna yeah. Well, I won't say anymore. I'm gonna just play it. Just let me know what it
Ah, okay.
level wise. Okay. All right.
I will.
Which kind of music? Yeah. I truly love you forever, ever. I made a vow what I would do. Did you sign no matter what? Girl, on the same level, keep it up. On that day, November 4th, spending on that wooden board. And I told you my love, I'm with you, get no matter what. Go for this is not love. We gon' make it last. I'm gonna love you forever. We gon' make it last. Forever and ever. We gon' make it last. We gon' make it last. And then we'll go between us. This whole feeling and more. We gon' make it last. Let's make it last. Girl, you know that I love you, right? With all that's within me, with every single fiber and thread of me, believe it. You're the one that I adore, and I'm gonna love you forever. People look at us and say, I will let you love me now. But God bless me to tell me. That's how we keep the evil alive. I'm gonna take care of my queen, and that's my enemy. Protect, love, and serve you to the very last breath I take. My ebony queen, queen, my ebony queen, queen. I truly love you. I truly
Okay.
love you. Yeah,
You
man,
took it. I love that.
yeah,
And you
it's something different. Yeah, it's a little different. I like challenging myself. When I first heard that track, the words just poured. They were just instantly pouring. You know what I mean? And I was trying to write them out. I couldn't write fast enough. You know what I
I
mean? So
get that.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I like that.
You
I
took it
dig
kind of
that.
back to church though with that. I
Oh yeah,
heard
yeah.
that. It took us back. Yeah. And looking at that, you know when we used to sing in church and how we would be
Yeah,
up there doing it,
yeah,
and we do that,
yeah, yeah.
that kind of a thing. I
Exactly.
love it. I love it. So,
Hey,
what was the inspiration on that one? Forever. Who is this Black Ebony Queen? Who is that?
you know what, Val?
Hmm?
I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna say
Hmm?
it. I'm gonna leave it at this right here.
Okay.
I I don't even know. I've been blessed. I've been blessed to I've been blessed to have you know special to have crossed paths with special people in my life. So
Okay.
it's I think that's where the inspiration came from. I don't it's I really, to be honest with you, it just came from above and it just poured out. And
Okay.
that's another
Okay.
thing that I'm working on. I have this idea, like all of these crazy ideas, but it's this one in particular idea that I have. Just I want to write, do some writing from the perspective of doing songs that's really telling a woman's thoughts. Ver- Basically, what I'm saying is, just imagine if I was to approach a, a female. You know, guys approach females,
Right.
and oops, I apologize. Guys
Mm-hmm.
approach a female and whatnot, but their
Right.
inner thoughts, what they're thinking, a classy woman, you know. So I want to do music from that perspective too. I recently just started working on some things, on some music too, where it's like a guy singing a woman's inner thoughts. Basically, if I was to approach her, what she's really thinking versus what I'm saying, what's coming out of my lips. It's kind of like she's reading you, you know.
Could I
So I
please
like
help
stuff
with
like.
that?
Of course you could. Of course you could.
I have a lot to
Yes, you
say with
can.
that.
I'm telling you, Val, it's pretty interesting because the thing is, when I write songs, it's like I have a visual with it, and the way that
Right.
I want to do the visuals and just the whole thing of it is everybody out here is it's not of the right now, meaning that
Mm-mm.
I guess the older I get, I've realized you know the value of relationships and the value of love and just I
Right.
mean just of companionship. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yes,
and
it's
and it's nothing
powerful.
like it. Yes, it is.
And
It
it's to
is.
be
And
respected, and it's
it
something to be
is. It is.
loyal and committed to. And
Yes.
that's
Right.
why
Right.
I want to help with that, because
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
literally my book three, the love
Okay.
lessons, and what
Let's
I've
have a
learned from
conversation.
that. Let's have
We
one
can
fast.
we can have a conversation
Because
about it.
men approach women today all the way wrong.
Yes.
It's so disrespectful.
It happens. It does.
It's
It does. Well,
disrespectful. The streets are not kind. I'm not proud of it
no, they're not.
right now. And I'm going to need the street sweeper to come through and change all that. So if you can write a song from a woman's perspective to translate to a man that's a real one, then
Yeah.
that's a come up. It's
I'm
necessary.
telling you.
That's juice that needs to be on the street and overflowing every glass.
It's
Every
happening, and
glass.
do it where it appeals, you know what I mean? And you
Yeah.
still you still get the enjoyable feel to the music, but at the same
Yes.
time it's a message in it. So
Yes. Yes, because
that's
there's so many
yeah.
amazing women. Not to say that there isn't men, but if the men,
Hmm.
you're the one that chase, you approach. So your approach is everything. It sets the tone.
Right,
It sets
right.
the tone. And if you want quality, you have to bring quality.
Yes. Yep.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, definitely,
I
definitely. Well,
love
Val,
it. I love it.
I I appreciate you as
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your platform with me and allowing me to share, where I'm at with my process with
Yes.
your viewers and everybody. And, you know, thank everybody for tuning in, for supporting her, you know.
Same here. It's nothing but love and support. I'm excited about everything that you have going on. And like I said, anything I can do to help, because you know a lot of people, I know a lot of people, so we may as well put them
Yes,
all in the sound bowls in the bowl together and mix
that's
it
right.
up and just create something fabulous. At the same
Right.
time, I got you. And I'm grateful to have you on today and to present to everybody that's watching, everybody that's going to be watching. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that share button and share, because somebody somewhere needs to hear the conversation that was had tonight. And it's just the gift of giving. Always give the gift. If it lays on your heart to do that, because unfinished business is just that. It's unfinished, and you are not going to soar as high as you can because of it. So release what needs to be released, participate in what you need to participate in, cut who you need to cut, let that stuff go,
That's
and
right.
prepare yourself for fabulous at all times. And you can't flourish if you anchor yourself to the ground. It's that simple. So all comments that have streamed tonight, just know it's just become a simple norm. It's a norm where the guest and I are going to have to filter in after the broadcast and respond to your notes, because the conversation is always so juicy to where we don't have the time to be back and forth with the comments as well. But just know that everyone is going to be answered, and I love you that much. Seriously. So that's all we have for tonight. Demetrius, do you have anything else before we close?
No, I just want to thank everybody that tuned in, that supports you weekly, daily.
Yeah, yeah,
That's that supports me. Everybody that's
right.
watching. Just we both appreciate you, and thanks for tuning in tonight. And just stay tuned.
Stay tuned. There's always some juice coming. It's overflowing. If it's not on Mondays and Wednesdays nights at 7 o'clock, it's going to be every morning at 7 a.m. for some inspiration. So you're going to see us somewhere at all times. So on that note, I'm going to say love without conditions, always possess a positive attitude, and soar in all you do. I love you, mean it. Smooches.
Have a good night.
Good night. Ciao, ciao.